Hello, this is Blue Star, defender of Equestria, and this is my SeaquestriaFest 2022 Day 3 video, and the con is over. It's time to go home. As always, the long story short is, I'm sad the con's over, but I'm also glad to be going home. But more on that later. So going on to just, what happened on Day 3, it's like, okay, so I went to Brony Church, why we watch MLP FLM. All I'm gonna say is that this panel is rough. He does warn you at the beginning, but this panel is rough, and it's just, It's basically the short answer. I mean, it had some pretty good points in it, but yeah, I mean, I really don't feel like this panel is actually why we watch My Little Pony Friendship is Magic. I love how this guy describes it as like, I'm not just a smart guy. I have degrees in like all these different social sciences. I could be your marriage counselor, but I actively don't want to. It's stuff like that. So yeah. So looking at it from like that point of view, like, oh, this character completely did the wrong thing, and it delved into some pretty heavy, serious topics. I mean, it was good, but this was definitely not the kind of panel that I really want to watch right now. Because, yeah, it's like, it's an interesting thing with these conventions. People come here for one of two reasons. It's either to relax, have a good time, or in some ways it's kind of almost to heal in some ways. To, express, problems and stuff that you've been having and hopefully have other people help you. And that's great. But it sometimes does make these cons very heavy. And that's, I think, kind of how I was feeling was that, yeah, that panel was very heavy, and it's like, no, I want something fun and happy and lighthearted. I want to feel good, not so. Yeah. So while I can't say this is a bad panel, I'm making a note to myself to not watch this panel again because like this is just not my thing. The good news is he does say that yeah, it's gonna be tough, and I won't be if you feel uncomfortable, I won't feel offended if you leave. So I appreciate that. So good. Next, I mean, it was kind of a weird time after that, because, it was like, I wasn't really interested. There was like a craft forum thing. It was kind of interesting, but I didn't really want to go to that, so. Then we went to the Renegade stage for a while, where there was a few people, there kind of dancing and stuff. I feel bad for some of the musicians, because, sometimes, I mean, unfortunately, I was like, at one point, I leave. There's literally nobody there, but especially on the last day, it's kind of tough because a lot of people have either left already, are in the process of leaving, and the Renegade stage was on the 2nd level. The main rooms are on the 4th, so it's not like you could just sort of just drift back and forth between the two. So, but then again, the Renegade stage at the BronyCon was kind of the same way. It was kind of tucked over at the edge of the building and all that, so. But I did have a very good conversation with Ellie's handler, who was responsible for, like, okay, make sure Ellie is there, and, if she needs something, go, get it or something and all that, and that. It's like, I don't want to get to too much, just in case. It's like, I don't think I should be telling you that, or sort of a thing, but yeah. Was having a hard time and stuff, and understandably, considering it's the first con, and stuff, let's just say, hasn't been running perfectly, but having said that, I did hear from other people and said that they had a lot of fun here, and I think that generally the con has run okay, not great, but it's run overall okay, and that people have been having a good time. So yeah, so we just kind of talked about stuff, like, the sort of like in some ways like the Brony community, where is it, and stuff, because yeah, things, obviously when the show went offline, things were hard, and then, some people went away and didn't come back, and, and then I can sort of see that even on my channel a little bit. It's like, but it is what it is. Still, that was good to, just sit and just chat with them, because I literally had nothing to do for like 2.5 hours or something like that at that point, because yeah, like that, the first panel was still running for like an hour or so, and then the lunch break was for an hour. Was not interested in pony trading, so yeah, pretty much didn't have much to do, so I came back here, had some lunch, just chilled out and stuff, is a short answer. And then went to Keeping Friendship Magic Feelings Forum. I kind of liked it, but it was also kind of hard, because again, it's like, this is definitely a panel where people are coming here to heal, so that means that you're going to hear some difficult things. it's not like a fun, lighthearted thing. Of course not. It's like, you know, how are you feeling? It's like, well, I'm feeling tired and stuff. And it's also some more, you know, serious things that I think I don't want to talk about. I don't want to mention because it's, you know, it's one of those things of like, yeah, it's like the guy that was running it didn't record it. I obviously didn't bring my camera because I didn't record it. I didn't want to record it. It's supposed to be a safe space kind of a thing. I made that mistake at BronyCon. There was a panel that was kind of, it was actually much more severe. It was something about, I think it was more about bullying. I brought the camera. You know, it's like, and unfortunately recorded that, and then eventually I got a message. It's like, oh, you're not, could you please take this down? It's like, oh, oops, sorry. Unfortunately, it ended up not being a big deal and all that stuff, but still, it's like, yeah, in those kind of panels, it's like, yeah, don't record stuff, you know, is the short answer. So, and then after that, you know, just came back here, had some dinner, and then went to the charity auction. Ironically, I think I had the most fun at the charity auction and the closing ceremonies, because the charity auction was just fun because people were just selling, you know, obviously they were doing a charity auction, and the all the various people that were running it were kind of having fun with each other, and it was just fun, and it was just surprising, you know, the kinds of things that people will spend the money on and the stuff that they won't. And Peruser of Pieces, the maker of this plushie, also made 3 plushies of the mascots, and I'm pretty sure, obviously, by the time that I upload this video, he's gonna probably know how much they sold for, but they sold for, I mean, it was also a whole bunch of other stuff as well, I think, but yeah, in the end, they sold for $1,100, so it was like, and yeah, in grand total, the Bronies raised, you know, $3,000 in charity for, I forget which charity it was for. That was fun. I enjoyed it. It was good. I liked it. Yes, and the closing ceremonies were actually pretty good too. They were fun. I mean, it was just like, okay, here's the sponsors. It's like, here's all the staff, and thank you to everybody. I mean, it kind of droned on a little towards the end because it's kind of like they got people. It's like, okay, here's a, oh, you ever want to say something? Or do you want to say something? And you want to say something? And they were calling, people were calling in on the phone because the short answer is a lot of people who wanted to be here couldn't be here for a variety of reasons, so they had to attend virtually, and that was kind of, you know, disappointing in some ways, but it is what it is, you know. Again, my own road to getting here was kind of difficult because, I guess I may as well say this now. Because, yeah, as I mentioned in my status update video before I went to the con, it's like I had family functions only a week ago in this basic area, not Ocean City, but, you know, in this sort of this part of the United States in some ways. So, yeah, that was only a week ago. And then I came back home. I worked for 2 days while preparing for my panel, and then came back down here again. So, a lot of stuff has happened in the last 2 weeks, and it all kind of happened, and it all collided kind of around this time. But yeah, it's like, so it kind of droned on with like, okay, like with all these people, and it's just like, all right, can I go now? But overall, it was a good closing ceremony, and I liked it. And so yes, the con is over. It is sad. The good news is that I mean, obviously, unfortunately, right now it's all fog again. Parts of me were tempted earlier to actually record this because it was actually kind of nice and sunny. I could actually see the sea and the horizon, as will probably appear in this picture over here. But it turned out to fog again, which is kind of unfortunate because supposedly there's supposed to be like a lunar eclipse later. Oh yes, and afterwards it's like Ellie continued this tradition. I don't remember when or how this tradition started, that people could gather and watch like the My Little Pony Generation 5 movie, you know, after the con is like over, and it was kind of tempting to go to that, but even though I've been at this con with hundreds of people, I really don't feel comfortable, you know, getting that close to people in such a small space, like basically a hotel room. I think that was where it was going to be. It wasn't, obviously, the main halls have all been closed and everyone's leaving at that point, so it was going to be in actually Ellie's hotel room, which I'm going to assume isn't much larger than ours, so it'd be get a little tight in there, I guess. So yeah, I didn't feel comfortable doing that. And not to mention, I'm basically, you know, okay, the con's over, but now I want to basically set up to pack up all my stuff so that I can hopefully get most of it in the car so that tomorrow morning I can have maybe 1 or 2 bags and just walk out the door and just get in my car and drive home. Oh dear, oh dear. So yeah, so I have to, unfortunately, so I have to start packing up and doing all that stuff now. And that's even why I'm actually doing this video right now, because it's a little bit earlier, because the day's technically not over yet. It's like, I kind of, that's always what I want to do. I want to record these. Okay, the day's over, here's the thoughts. The day's not technically over, but I have to record this video first so I can put the camera and all the stuff away. And so ends SeaquestriaFest 2022, and for me, it's been kind of difficult. Again, this whole thing's been difficult because, again, a lot of stuff has happened in the last 2 weeks, and I must admit, I really was worried about my panel, and I was obsessed about it and preparing for it, and it was such a, and of course, getting here was a problem. Getting the presentation off the laptop, which is sitting at home, was a problem. And I have to say that, yeah, I miss having my laptop because I can't upload these videos. I can't see what's going on. For all I know, there was a problem with my tell your tale video that I don't even know about it because I basically uploaded it and just like, okay, bye, time to go. I don't think there was, but you never know. And oh yeah, when I'm here, I have my laptop, I take it, I connect it to the television, and I watch, like, My Little Pony videos, so I kind of miss being able to do that, but, at the same time, motivated me to try to get out of the hotel room a little bit more, or in some cases, maybe to stay in the hotel room a little bit more, and just have a nice long nap, and like, stuff, which sometimes I think I really need. It's definitely been a journey getting here, I think it's been for a lot of people. It's been difficult because I think mostly because the panels I ended up going to were kind of hard and difficult, and like, ugh. It's like, no, I want more fun panels. It's like, I want to, you know, like, like, unfortunately, I was thinking my panel, I mean, yeah, it's dealing with the lessons of friendship. It's it can sometimes be difficult, but it's not going to be like, oh, kind of stuff. It's like, oh dear. It's like, let's just say I almost needed the drink after that first panel of the day. But I guess overall, it's been an okay experience. I mean, yeah, I don't want to say that the con didn't go well, because I think a lot of people did have a lot of fun. I did it because, but of course, I did encounter some problems, and I know that there were some problems, which of course was inevitable with, you know, people running a con for the very first time. Heck, I mean, I was thinking, I can't help but think, hey, if I was running this convention, I don't think I would have done any better, so. I think the biggest, you know, disappointment for me was that I brought my costume here, and the cosplay photographer did not show up, so basically, that wasn't fun, and I must admit, in this environment, I don't feel comfortable wearing this particular, you know, my armor, and definitely carrying around the blaster, because we're basically sharing the con space with the rest of the hotel guests, because the con space is really only a couple of rooms on, like, 2 floors, so it can be difficult, you know. It's like, again, like at BronyCon, like, you pack up all your stuff, and okay, you have to get through the hotel, but after you get to the hotel and you're in the convention center, that's it, you're safe, you're good. But here, it doesn't really work that way. But at the same time, it was also really nice to be able to just simply walk out of the con room, go in the elevator, go to your hotel room, go get something, go get a drink or something. Because, yeah, like a place like BronyCon, it's so big, it feels like you almost have to go do, like, hiking. Like, okay, you gotta load up your backpack with all the stuff you want, and then, you know, go to the con, because, you know, to go back to your hotel room could take, you know, in some cases, 10, 20 plus minutes to go there and back, so. But anyway, but anyway, I guess overall, for me, it could have been better. But it was honestly pretty good, you know. It's like, I think overall the con did a pretty good job of running things, and yeah, it could have been better, and there were some problems, but otherwise, it was okay. But the good news is that out of 180 badges sold, 148 people actually showed up, or were actually able to come. So that's pretty good. I think that's very encouraging. It's like, after what happened to PonyCon, where it's like they tried to restart it and it didn't, and it completely crashed and burned. This has actually, I would say, been fairly successful. It's like, and there's definitely going to be another one next year. That makes me very happy. So, yeah, definitely looking forward to next year's, and hopefully won't be so many things going on. And I don't know if I'm gonna do another panel, or maybe I'll just do the same panel again. I don't know. I mean, if we do the same exact panel again, that won't be such a big deal, because it's like, oh look, I have the presentation already made. It works pretty well this time. I think I won't change it or anything, and I'll just have to make, okay, here's this list of episodes I have to go watch again and sort of refresh my memory and about those episodes. But I think either way, but if I do the same panel again, I'll probably be a lot more relaxed next time, where it's just like, okay, I can handle this. I've done this once before. It'll be fine. Like with everything surrounding this con, I think it's been a mix of emotions. Like at the beginning, I was nervous-sided. I was both excited to be here, but also nervous because I was hosting a panel. And now that the con is over, as always, I'm sad to be leaving, but glad to be going home. So that hopefully, A, it's just nice to be going home. These cons are great, but they can be very exhausting and just like, and it's also going to be nice to be able to get back to hopefully a little bit more normal thing, even though I know that the MOP content may be gearing up again, so we shall see. So overall, it's been kind of a mixed experience, but I'm definitely glad that I came here and glad that SeaquestriaFest was a success, and there'll be another one next year, and definitely looking forward to coming back next year. So, roar! So, I hope you enjoyed this video, and as always, thank you for commenting, liking, and subscribing, and until next time, this is Blue Star. Stay strong, and pony on. Blue Star out.